Let's see. All right. Give me just a quick second. Make sure everything gets shared where I need to share it and all that fun stuff. And then we'll hop into this video. Paste. That should be it. Okay. Hey y'all. So welcome. I've been taking kind of a hiatus. It's I don't know. I kind of all right. I just didn't know where to go with my videos, and I was kind of taking a break to figure out like which direction to kind of go in, because I don't want to just make videos to be making them. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to make a video just because it's Wednesday, or just because it's, you know, I have to do 2 a week or whatever. You know what I mean? So I only want to say something or make a video or share information if it's like actually worth hearing. So I wasn't really sure where to go with that, because I've been kind of down this, new rabbit hole with, trying to cover more like of the security state and some of the, more secretive workings, the people behind the people behind the people that run things. So, yeah, let me see. We got How Come Brian, just watching Whitney on T Live talking about the death of schools. Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna have to go in and watch that, because Steve's here. Hey. Yeah, because this is something that's really important, because they particularly, and by they I mean government, corporations, the people with the power, they really focus on children, because if you screw them up at a young age, you get even more screwed up adults. So it's good to kind of get into their mind when it's still mushy, when they still haven't really fully formed certain ideas on their own, or or they don't have the life experiences yet to understand fully what's being done to them. So I mean, they're the most powerless group of people on the planet, and so that's why it's really easy for them to take advantage of them, especially when parents are working 3 jobs, or I mean, just the way things are right now, it's the families are falling apart, and so parents are relying very heavily on schools to do a lot of this stuff that honestly parents used to do more of. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, how comes you should do what you want in regards to videos? I do. I make videos I like to make. I don't, so that's why sometimes I go a little bit of a break, because I need like a challenge, something that's grabs my attention. It's like the electoral politics. I mean, there's already 5 billion other people talking about that. I mean, do you need another person, commenting on, how crappy AOC is? I don't think so. Or, tearing TYT a new one. No, I mean, there's plenty of people already doing that. So yeah, I'm not going to, join into the cacophony of people, calling out other people. So I try to have a positive spin on it, something that's more productive. Like, here's what's going on and what can we do about it, kind of thing. Oh, we got Brian Blair, Mariana, Snork, Alice, Michael Mathern. Awesome. So this video is, I started watching it, and it's at first it was like kind of just your stereotypical corporate jargon, you know what I mean? Like innovation, creativity, we need to innovate, we got to do this, we got to teach these kids our skills, inter and intrapersonal skills. And then uh, the deeper I got into it, the more sinister it became, especially the questions. So the guy that was running the forum, so there's usually like four people on there. There's the host, and then there's like three guests. So the host was Andrew Jack, and he's the global educational editor at Financial Times. Just a John average man on the street, right? So he's asking these questions, and his questions are psychotic. They're absolutely psychotic. And now these psychos, like hedge fund managers and CEOs and chairmen of billion-dollar corporations, have to pretend to like have a human being answer to it. So like one of the first questions that really stood out to me was, what was hold on, I gotta look at my notes. So there was a big focus on moving away from reciting information. So and look, we could do a whole series just on the people and their ties and their businesses, which I plan on doing. So, by the time I do like break down all these videos, by the end of it, I'll have like a list of like corporations and, people and all these, different entities that are involved with this, so that way we can start connecting the dots between them. So, but first of all, I just want to do like quick summaries. This one's going to be a little bit longer because it's, the first time I've done it. So, once I get the hang of it, it'll get faster, but hopefully it'll be shorter than the actual video. But yeah, so starting off with, there was a big focus on shifting away from children just reciting information, which I've heard so many people complain about that, and I've complained about that too. It's just like there's not enough critical thinking that goes into our education. It's all about like, here's a list of facts and repeat them back to me by the end of the week. And I don't care if you still remember them a week from now, but just as long as you know them on Friday, basically. And that's not really helping anybody. But see, this is what they do at the World Economic Forum, is they take they take things that actually need to be done, like real complaints that people have, and they twist it to use it for their own agenda. So while many parents have said this, many students have complained about this, what they're doing is they're shifting it from that to, they want to teach them soft skills, which is like how to work with a team, or how to regulate your feelings, which all good skills to learn. But here's the thing, they want you to just Google information. They want you to Google it. So one of the speakers here was Angela Duckworth. She's a professor at the University of Pennsylvania. And she said, why would you want to memorize anything if you can just Google it? Why would you want to memorize anything when you could just let Google do the thinking for you? And we know the state that Google is in right now when it comes to censorship. Because if you look up something on Google and then you look it up on DuckDuckGo or somewhere else, you're going to get totally different results. I mean, I looked up some information in regards to Brian Sicknick on Google, and they were reporting back that he was killed with a fire hydrant, or fire extinguisher, I mean. And then if you look it up on DuckDuckGo, you get like the actual information about how he died, which was a stroke, I believe. So, which the fire extinguisher thing has been proven false. So, but that's Google giving you the fake news, right? Oh, Opeth's here, Josh Davis, Tamar. Oh, you are right. I worked in the public schools. My school, we do project-based learning, critical thinking, application of knowledge. Huh. Oh, Matt's here. So yeah, they're wanting you to, they're trying to make this shift of, you know, don't memorize anything. Don't think about these things. Just let Google do it for you, right? And in the part one of this video, because this is right now I'm focusing on the second video that they did. There's two parts. In the first part, it was all about connecting every single child to the internet on the planet, which is like 3.5 billion children. And it's not just the children, it's their parents and their grandparents and, brothers and sisters and whoever else is in the house, right? So they want everybody linked up. They want Big Brother's eye right in their home, right? Spying on them at all times. So that was part one. I'm not going too far into that because that was just the main thing was basically, yeah, they want to make sure every single child is hooked up to the internet. And then after that, because this is where I'm probably going to say it wrong, but the what's it called? The technocracy? Technocracy or something. Yeah, but this is the big tech's move. This is why they are invading. We're bringing democracy to countries in Africa right now because they need democracy and we need their minerals, right? So yeah, that's it. Prepare for that war, for all those wars. They're expanding all those because, every child has to have a laptop right now. It's not because they need a laptop, it's because, people that make the laptops want that money. So yeah, that was one of the big things. What else was there? We've got, let me skip to, I'm going to let you listen to this one. Oh, hey, RSFO, Shadow Ban. I'm going to skip over to, because you need to hear this guy say this for yourself, because it's just so absolutely horrifying. I don't know. Disturbing on all levels. So let me find the marker. All right, there it is. All right, so I'm going to screen share this.
Teams, pair them in the same teams over and over again. Pretty soon you'll help them be developing their interpersonal skills as well. And as I said, it doesn't require you to rethink the entire structure of your course in order to make that one step forward.
John, maybe I'll come to you on another question here, which is perhaps particularly relevant, obviously, in the younger years and creativity. So as we evolve and rethink what education offers, do parents remain relevant and what partnership should we have with them? The younger years and creativity. So as we evolve and rethink what education offers, do parents remain relevant and what partnership should we have with them?
Yeah. You hear that, parents? Are you still relevant? Are you still relevant? Okay. We'll play it one more time just so you can make sure you hear it.
Absolutely.
John, maybe I'll come to you on another question here, which is perhaps particularly relevant, obviously, in the younger years and creativity. So as we evolve and rethink what education offers, do parents remain relevant and what partnership should we have with them?
Just let that wash over you there for a second. Just really take that in. I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? You think parents should still be relevant? You think they're important at all to, their kids and their education? I mean, what do you think? That's what I'm saying. Like, these questions are psychotic. absolutely psychotic. I mean, what they're focusing on is preparing children for a workforce. It's not about you know, creating a populace of well-educated, critical thinking, fully actualized human beings, caring, compassionate human beings. This is about creating a future worker. They are creating the mold which they will stamp everybody into, so that way we all come out in the same cookie cutter shape, right? All, and not just in certain school districts, all around the world, all around the world. This is what it's going to look like. Because this isn't just an America problem, this is a global problem. This is the World Economic Forum. There is nobody that's going to be untouched by this. I mean, they said that they want every single kid to be hooked up to the internet, which, might be good under different circumstances. Wouldn't that be great if our kids could just be able to have access to information? Wouldn't that be great if there wasn't, like, 5 different NSA people in your room while while your kids are trying to learn about dolphins, and also they're monitoring your emails and phone calls, and how many breaths you take with your Fitbit and all this other stuff, and have access to your medical information files. And it just doesn't stop. It never stops, because they can do that, what's it called, where they can skip so many contacts that like, okay, well, we can connect this many people, we can go this many people out. So if John knows Bob, we can go from John to Bob to Terry to Bill, and so you can go so many people down and spy on all those people, and then all those people's people, basically. It's, oh my gosh, I mean, way to take something good, way to take something that could bring everybody together, right? Bring information to people, connect people all around the world, and take it and use it to, like, enslave humanity. What a bunch of assholes, right? So I don't know, parents, if you want to stay relevant, y'all need to start watching these videos. Y'all need to start watching what's happening with the World Economic Forum, or else you're going to become irrelevant to your children and their future. That's how I see it. And I know that there's certain people out there that think that they don't have to talk about the Great Reset. Oh, because everybody's talking about it, apparently. Everybody knows it's just a fact. So yeah, there's some people that won't talk about it because they say everybody already knows about it. And then there's some people that just flat out say that they're not allowed to talk about it. So if they're not talking about it, somebody's got to, right? I know Slow News Day talks about it. Convo Couch talks about it. He talks about it. Facts on the Ground, Franco, they all talk about it. But we need everybody in on this. I mean, you got like a ragtag bunch of Island and Misfit Toys people that are, like, trying to get the information out there right now. So I mean, and they're doing great work, but some help would be nice. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to cover. They're doing their stuff over there. I'm going to try to focus on these videos. Hold on a sec. Get a drink of water. Always forget to do that before I come on. And then about halfway through, I'm like, oh, okay, let me just say one more thing. Okay. All right. So what else do we have on here? Do parents remain relevant? Now, their big problem right now that they're struggling with these soft skills are that there's no kind of standardized testing for it. So, I mean, that's one of the benefits they said of, just reciting information. There's a way of testing for that. But for soft skills, it's like, it's harder to test whether or not they're good at working in teams, or, things like that. But it's like, okay, well, just, don't test them. Just try to teach them. And I don't know, if if you can see that they're struggling with it, then I don't know, help them out some more, tutor them. It's just crazy. So I'm going to check in with the chat and see what all y'all got to say about this. Oh, so some of the other people that were there, and because I saw Snork in the chat and made me think of this, is a John Goodwin, CEO of the Lego Foundation, Igor Tolchinsky, Chairman and CEO of WorldQuant, and I already told you Angela Duckworth, Professor, University of Pennsylvania. So, yeah, let's see, back to the chat. But I thought you'd enjoy I was like, Lego, really? Lego is going to be like our corporate overlord? Come on. Two hops. Let's see. Insidious. Yeah, remember when parents got to be like teachers to their kids? So Blacklist is pretty crazy too. So what does it say? Yeah. Shadow Bay refugee. I have been entrusted with the privilege of raising a little fuck, a teacher, their secondary. Now, I've got to say, I've had some wonderful teachers with my youngest that we were having some issues, like he was having trouble like with picking up on reading. He was having like some behavioral stuff. He didn't want to, of course, he was, 6 years old. He didn't want to sit there for 6 hours, but they worked with him to try to figure out ways to actually sit down and pay attention and, incentivize him for it. So, I mean, gosh, his kindergarten teacher was a saint. But, not every kid's that lucky. Some kids get teachers that, call the cops on them and all kinds of crazy stuff. A child's home life will determine so much of the child's education. Yeah. That those first few years are especially important. I mean, it's absolutely critical that they have, a safe, stable, loving, patient home that has the time to devote to, making sure that they're getting everything that they need. I mean, I just had to sit down talk with Eli the other day. I mean, I was trying to go over all kinds of stuff about like how to deal with like conflicts with his friends and like, between that and the stuff that they teach him in school, and trying to kind of expound on that instead of just leaving it as, the kind of education they get right now. Oh, I saw that, Mariana. Instagram for kids. Please, no, I cannot. I will hitch a ride on whatever fucking spacecraft leaves this planet. I'm out. I cannot. If I start seeing fucking Instagram kids, I'm out. Done. I mean, there's already YouTube kids. That will make way more money than I will ever see in my entire life. So if there's Instagram kids, I'm out. Bye, y'all. To Mars, somewhere, a black hole, I don't care, into the sun. No more. Oh yeah. Oh no. Yeah, that's a good point. Shadow Band Refugee was talking about the ratio. They always get garbage ratios. There's tons more people that dislike their video than like it. Steely Steve. Oh, Fort Detrick versus Wuhan Lab. Well, Monotalk's getting ready to do a live stream right after me, so he's the one that knows about all things related, coronavirus, vaccines. He's like, that's his main focus. So I try to cover more of like the economics, the social engineering, that kind of thing. So usually between the two of us, we get a fairly good, picture, I guess. Oh, Snort, before and after childcare is necessary too. Yeah, the latchkey kids. Oh, trust me, I went through that when I was in middle school. My mom had to work and study. I wasn't studying. I was like just doing stupid teenager stuff like science experiments and watching TV and generally not doing anything I was supposed to be doing. Fucking off like a teenager will, if there's not a parent there. You try to read my notes. Oh no, but like that, I kind of erased it a little bit. It's just like a to-do list. Hey Rob. So what else? Oh, TikTok well, I think TikTok is kids, isn't it? I don't know. I don't think I'm old, but I get on TikTok and it's just like, oh my God, and I'm old. Yeah, you know what? That's a good point. How come is said shouldn't the autistic child be learning to cope with human interaction to the best of their ability? It's too easy to just warehouse them online, and that is one of the biggest problems that we had with my brother. We found out that they weren't doing anything with him. They weren't teaching him anything. They weren't helping him. Even when he was in elementary school, because that was in middle school, and yeah, like all through middle school and in elementary school, what they did was they just coddled him. And I said, I don't want him to be coddled, because I would go to the parent teacher conferences. So he doesn't need to be coddled. You need to know that there's certain ways that he needs to do things, but he still needs to, he's not helpless. You know, still he should still be treated as a child that is there to learn, not to be babied, you know. And I about fought with this woman because she just, it was so weird. All she wanted to do was like just have him close to her and just take care of him like he was like literally an infant. I was like, nah, this ain't gonna fly with me. I'm not doing this. And then in high school, because he had just started high school, they still weren't teaching him anything. He hadn't learned any math. I mean, I was shocked. He hadn't learned any math. He could barely read. And what they were doing was they were using him and the other special education students to do the manual labor, having them wipe down the tables. They said it was teaching them a job skill. So they'd have them wipe down the tables and clean and take out the trash and all that. So they don't need to learn, just make them do the manual labor. My mom got him out of there so fast, and now he's reading. He's actually making his own graphic novels. He's writing his own like fan fiction stories. So he's actually, that's what I said, he's smart, but there's just ways he's got to do things, which they didn't want to take the time to do. They just needed somebody to wipe down the fucking tables. Piss me off. Oh, no, they do have CNN for kids, Steely Steve. Me and Mona were talking about it the other day. Yeah, they have like at her school, it's mandatory. I think I don't think it was mandatory, but they just played it anyway. They played CNN for the students. Yeah, get that morning dose of propaganda. Unfortunately, it is a thing. That is a thing. I think I'll learn more from Gilligan's Island in elementary school. Tyke talk. That's funny. Please no. Chinese government spokesperson responding on lab infected scientists said people should look into the Fort Detrick instead. Yeah, I've heard about that. There's the lab, but the lab it's not, so far that hasn't been linked to anything like Chinese government. Like the lab was American company with, you know, American money. They were the ones that were running it, right? It's just fucking nuts. Hold on. CNN for Kids is MSNBC. Gosh, see, I was trying to do it every time. I say I'm going to do a quick video. I got to make this quick. Got to make it quick for the attention spans. And here we are 30 minutes in, which is longer than the video I'm supposed to do a summary of. Oh well, fuck it. It just needs to be said. No, I mean, like, there's no parody anymore, Steve. There's no fucking parodies anymore. Because every time you try to parody this shit, it's like, nope, that's actually happening. You know, military industrial complex, you know, losing trillions of dollars out there. We got RoboCop dogs out there arresting people. I mean, it's can't make it up. Just can't make this shit up. All right. We also got, it's both RSFO because it's not about nation states. Westerners get the blame China stuff with no focus on NIH funding. GOF research, swap it for China. Exactly. You know, it's each country using an incident for their own narrative. And meanwhile, nobody really cares what happened. All right. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. I mean, you could have videotape of, you know, Bill Gates actually going in with a vial that says top secret deadly virus I created labeled on it, and then show him, like, you know, dumping it into the, you know, water supply of a city, and still they would just be like, I don't know. I'm sure he did it for a good reason. I mean, he's a philanthropist, so maybe he was trying to help us, or maybe it was a deep fake, or, you know, there's always you know, some kind of excuse when you don't want to see it, right? Senate wants intelligence agencies full disclosure on COVID-19 intel. Yeah, well, hey, get ready, get real frustrated, because remember what they said? It's the new 9/11. We still don't have answers about 9/11, and we sure as hell ain't going to get any answers about this, right? I mean, if we can't get any, you know, which is weird. I was just listening to something the other day, and I heard this guy talking, and I can't remember his name. But he was getting interviewed about what being, you know, going to war in the Middle East, like this was early 2000s, I believe. And he said, well, you know, if we have to kick in the door of every house to make sure that they know that we're not playing around. Anyway, he mentioned corporate governance in that, which I'm like, isn't that one of those things that the World Economic Forum likes to focus on? How long has this been a narrative, this, you know, corporate governance? And, you know, was it called something else before? So, I mean, this isn't just something like the World Economic Forum just pulled out of their asses. That's something that's been around apparently for at least 20 years. Who knows how much longer before that, or if it was under a different name before that. So, you know, that's the whole rabbit hole. That's the rabbit hole I've been in for a month now. These rabbit holes of very powerful people that I didn't even know existed, you know, just making up laws and rules as they want. So Snort says National Animal Disease Lab is an Andromeda level lab that even has a fluidized bed capable of atomizing an elephant with Ebola. Ugh. What could go wrong? I mean, how could you use that possibly? What possible good is that for? That's some Bond level villain shit. That's some Bond level villain shit. So, okay. So I'm going to go ahead and end this one, and I'll post on Twitter and in Discord the live stream link for Monotalk's live stream, because, you know, both his channels got deleted simultaneously. even though his new channel didn't have any strikes on it. They just said, might as well. You know you're going to get them anyway, so we're just going to go ahead and just delete it now because we're going to save us both the time here. So, all right. Anyway, thanks everybody for watching. There's like a ton of people that showed up today, like all the familiar faces and names that I get to see all over the place, you know. So it's good to have everybody here to have this conversation for real. But yeah, all right. So I'll be posting that here in a few minutes, and I'll see you soon. Bye, y'all.